The Echo of Eternity. Evelyn Mercer, a retired astronaut whose once ceaseless pursuit of the cosmos had led her to the outer limits of human knowledge, now found herself haunted by an obsession that defied all rational explanation. In the silent solitude of her modest study, a room filled with relics of past missions and scattered scientific journals, her gaze remained fixed on a mysterious artifact discovered on the lunar surface. The object, a small yet intricately designed device of unknown origin, pulsated with a rhythm reminiscent of the primordial beats that had heralded the birth of the universe. Its surface, smooth and cold to the touch, bore arcane symbols interwoven with geometric precision, a fusion of ancient mysticism and futuristic engineering that defied categorization. For months, Evelyn had meticulously studied the device, analyzing its subtle vibrations and spectral luminescence with every instrument at her disposal. Yet, as the data piled up and theories evolved, one unyielding truth emerged. This relic vibrated with the echoes of creation itself, the reverberations of the Big Bang. One fateful night, driven by an irresistible pull that transcended logic and science alike, Evelyn's trembling fingers brushed against the artifact's surface. In that singular moment, a surge of energy exploded outward in a dazzling burst of light and sound. The air around her seemed to ripple and bend, distorting her familiar surroundings into a swirling vortex of time and space. It was as if the very fabric of reality had been torn asunder, and Evelyn found herself caught in an unstoppable cascade of temporal fragments. In a heartbeat that stretched into eternity, the confines of her modern existence melted away, replaced by a realm that belonged to the dawn of Earth, a time when the boundaries between myth and reality, science and magic, had yet to be drawn. Before her unfolded a world that defied every preconception. The landscape was a wild, untamed expanse where nature reigned in its most primal form. Towering, rugged mountains loomed in the distance, shrouded in a silvery mist that swirled like the breath of ancient gods. The ground was soft and yielding, covered in lush, verdant growth that shimmered with dewdrops under the light of a nascent sun. Rivers, powerful and unbridled, snaked their way across the terrain like the lifeblood of a planet in the throes of its own creation. Every element of this primeval earth throbbed with an energy both ferocious and tender, a living, breathing canvas painted in vibrant hues that oscillated between the rational and the sublime. Evelyn wandered this mesmerizing landscape, her every step a convergence of physical and existential exploration. Here, the laws of modern physics gave way to an ancient order, a cosmic rhythm that intertwined the precise language of science with the ineffable poetry of faith. The air vibrated with secrets, each gust whispering tales of creation, destruction, and rebirth. Amidst this overwhelming beauty and raw power, she began to sense that the mysterious artifact still pulsed in tandem with the heartbeat of this new world. Its steady cadence was a reminder that time itself was a malleable substance, a tapestry woven from the threads of logic and mysticism, where the boundaries of past, present, and future intermingled without constraint. It was in this realm of paradoxes that Evelyn encountered him, a figure emerging from the dappled shadows of a secluded glade, whose presence radiated a quiet authority and ancient wisdom. He was a shaman, a custodian of the old ways, whose eyes seemed to harbor the collective memory of countless generations. His skin bore the weathered marks of the sun and wind, etched with symbols that spoke of forgotten rituals and timeless lore. In his silent gaze, Evelyn perceived an invitation, a challenge to reconcile the stark, empirical certainties of her former life with the boundless mysteries that now surrounded her. Without uttering a single word, the shaman communicated that the universe was far too vast, too intricate, to be confined within the sterile parameters of scientific inquiry alone. He embodied the notion that, to grasp the true nature of existence, one must learn to listen to the quiet, inscrutable language of the spirit. Together, though without exchange of conventional conversation, they traversed landscapes where the interplay of light and shadow conjured images of myth and marvel. Evelyn's modern attire, a remnant of her former life filled with metal and circuits, contrasted starkly with the earthy hues and organic textures of this primordial world. Yet, as she moved deeper into the wilderness, she began to notice subtle adaptations. Elements of her advanced gear, reimagined as talismans of a future long eclipsed by the raw immediacy of creation. The fusion of high technology with ancient ritual became an ever-present theme, a delicate dance between the precise formulas of quantum mechanics and the instinctive rituals of a time when nature itself was a living, sentient force. As days melted into nights under a celestial canopy more brilliant than any star chart known to modern science, Evelyn's journey evolved into a profound internal odyssey. Each heartbeat of the artifact echoed the earliest vibrations of the cosmos, each pulse a call to rediscover the unity that binds all matter and spirit. In the interplay of natural phenomena and cosmic wonder, she found herself questioning the very nature of her identity. The empirical certainties that had once defined her existence began to blur, yielding space to a transformative blend of wonder, doubt, and awe. The relentless pursuit of scientific explanation gave way to an embrace of the inexplicable, a realization that, perhaps, the language of the universe was written in the delicate interplay between the known and the mysterious. Amid the splendor of primordial forests and the haunting ruins of long-forgotten temples carved from stone and memory, Evelyn began to see the traces of a civilization that had revered both the tangible and the transcendent. Weathered carvings on massive boulders and ancient monoliths bore inscriptions that resonated with both mathematical precision and symbolic ambiguity. Here lay evidence of a people who had understood that the cosmos was not merely a cold expanse of matter, but a living symphony, a harmonious blend of reason and reverence. Every symbol, every glyph etched into the stone, was a testament to a philosophy that transcended the limits of time, an invitation to see the world not as a collection of disparate phenomena, but as an intricate tapestry where every element was interconnected. The journey led Evelyn into cavernous enclaves carved naturally into the heart of mountains, where the darkness was punctuated by the soft luminescence of crystals embedded in ancient walls. In these hidden sanctuaries, the very air seemed to shimmer with residual energy, a spectral echo of rituals performed by hands long turned to dust. The cave walls, adorned with primitive paintings and carvings, told stories of a divine genesis, a narrative in which humanity had once communed directly with the forces of creation. In the interplay of flickering shadows and gentle, otherworldly light, Evelyn felt the boundaries of time and space dissolve further, merging her modern consciousness with a collective ancestral memory. Under the light of a burgeoning, almost mystical dawn, the landscape transformed into a living mosaic of color and texture. The early sun's rays broke through the ancient canopy, casting elongated shadows that danced upon the ground like specters of the past. The interplay of warm, golden hues with the cool, deep blues of lingering night created a scene both haunting and sublime. Every ray of light seemed imbued with meaning, a reminder that the universe was in a constant state of flux, forever oscillating between creation and entropy. It was in these moments of sublime transformation that Evelyn felt the full weight of her own metamorphosis. No longer was she solely a seeker of scientific truth. She had become a pilgrim on a journey of self-discovery, a soul navigating the liminal spaces between the tangible and the transcendent. The shaman, whom she came to know as Elias through the subtle language of shared glances and unspoken understandings, remained a steadfast guide through this ever-shifting realm. His presence was a constant reminder that wisdom could not be confined to textbooks or laboratories. In his silent mentorship, Elias imparted the lesson that the universe, in all its ineffable complexity, demanded an openness of heart as well as mind. With each measured step alongside him, Evelyn began to reconcile the rigid empirical dogmas of her past with the fluid, poetic truths of this primeval world. The journey was not without its moments of terror, a sense of foreboding that crept in like a cold wind, whispering of cosmic forces beyond human control. Yet, intertwined with that fear was an overwhelming sense of hope, a conviction that the fusion of science and spirituality might unveil the deepest secrets of existence. At the zenith of her transformative journey, the artifact, the luminous relic that had brought her to this forgotten epoch, reactivated with an intensity that defied all previous experience. In an instant that felt like both a lifetime and a mere heartbeat, the device unleashed a torrent of energy that tore open the very fabric of reality. Swallowed by a vortex of radiant hues and tumultuous sound, Evelyn was drawn into a maelstrom where time contracted and expanded in dizzying, disorienting patterns. In this ecstatic moment of cosmic convergence, her memories of the modern world, of starlit missions, groundbreaking equations, and lonely nights spent gazing at the heavens, merged with the primal, unfiltered energy of creation. The distinction between past and present evaporated, leaving in its wake a singular, unifying pulse that resonated with the deep rhythm of existence. As the chaotic surge subsided and the vortex gently released its captive, Evelyn found herself standing at the threshold of a new understanding. The landscape before her, though still overwhelmingly wild and ancient, now bore subtle markers of a universe where technology and ritual coexisted in harmonious contradiction. The relic's steady, calming pulse served as a constant reminder that every moment of existence was interconnected, that every fragment of time was imbued with the potential to reveal hidden truths. It was in this renewed clarity that Evelyn recognized the true nature of her odyssey. It was not merely a journey through the annals of time, but a profound exploration of the self, a reconciliation of the mind's insatiable quest for rational explanation with the heart's yearning for the mysterious and the divine. Back in the present of this primordial earth, the lessons of the journey began to manifest in tangible ways. The once disparate realms of science and mysticism now interwove seamlessly in Evelyn's perception of the world. The pragmatic tools of modern technology, those devices and instruments that had once defined her career, took on new significance when viewed through the lens of the timeless wisdom imparted by Elias and the ancient echoes of the land. Each natural phenomenon, from the gentle murmur of a mountain stream to the colossal rumble of distant tectonic shifts, was now understood as part of an intricate dialogue between the empirical and the ineffable. In every pulse of the relic, in every subtle vibration of the ground beneath her feet, lay a message that transcended words, a call to embrace a reality where reason and intuition, science and faith, were not adversaries but complementary facets of a greater truth. In the wake of her journey, Evelyn began to chronicle her experiences, transcribing her newfound insights into a series of reflective writings that defied conventional scientific treatises. Her notebooks brimmed with detailed observations of the landscapes she traversed, the enigmatic symbols etched into ancient stone, and the quiet, persistent voice of a wisdom that had been long buried beneath the weight of modern skepticism. In these pages, the story of her transformation unfolded, a narrative in which every scientific equation was interlaced with metaphors drawn from nature. Every quantum theory resonated with the lyrical cadence of myth, and every recorded phenomenon was imbued with the tender mysticism of a forgotten age. Through her writings, Evelyn sought to invite others to peer beyond the narrow confines of established dogma, to venture into the vast, uncharted territory where the cosmos itself whispered its timeless secrets. The passage of time in this ancient world was measured not in the rigid increments of clocks and calendars, but in the slow, deliberate rhythm of nature's eternal cycle. As seasons shifted imperceptibly, Evelyn found that the wisdom of Elias and the silent testimony of the relic had irrevocably altered her understanding of existence. The modern mind's insistence on compartmentalizing reality into neatly defined boxes was replaced by an awareness of the universe's boundless interconnectivity, a realization that every moment, every heartbeat, was an echo of the primordial genesis of all things. In the interplay of light and shadow, in the convergence of celestial and terrestrial forces, she discovered that the universe was a vast, living organism. Each star, each mountain, and each ripple in a stream a vital note in the grand symphony of creation. At long last, as dusk settled over a landscape that shimmered with the mingled hues of ancient magic and newborn technology, Evelyn stood upon a ridge overlooking a valley alive with the pulse of the eternal. The sky, a canvas splashed with the colors of a million interstellar journeys, bore silent witness to her internal metamorphosis. No longer was she merely an observer of cosmic phenomena. She had become an integral part of the unfolding narrative, a living testament to the possibility that the rigorous pursuit of scientific knowledge might one day merge seamlessly with the intangible, ineffable realm of faith. The relic, now a steady beacon of cosmic truth, pulsed softly at her side, its rhythm a gentle reminder that time itself was an ever-changing, malleable force, a vast, interconnected web of moments that stretched from the birth of the universe to the endless horizon of possibility. In that profound stillness, as the last vestiges of daylight mingled with the encroaching twilight, Evelyn understood that her journey was only just beginning. The fusion of empirical science and ancient spirituality had not only redefined her understanding of the cosmos, but had also unlocked within her a capacity to perceive beauty, mystery, and hope in the most unexpected of places. In every shimmering star and every whisper of wind, in every echo of the relic and every ancient inscription carved into weathered stone, lay the promise of an eternal truth, a truth that defied the confines of time and space and spoke directly to the soul. Thus, in the silent majesty of that primeval world, a world that was as much a part of her as the stars and galaxies she had once charted, Evelyn Mercer became both seeker and guardian of a knowledge that bridged the chasm between science and spirit. The echoes of creation, the forbidden vibrations of the cosmos, resonated within her like a timeless refrain, and as she gazed into the infinite expanse overhead, she felt an abiding kinship with the universe itself, a cosmic dialogue that whispered of ancient origins, endless mysteries, and the eternal possibility of renewal. In the aftermath of that transcendent experience, the lines between past, present, and future blurred into a single, ever-evolving continuum. The primordial Earth, with its wild landscapes and cryptic relics, had revealed to her that every era, whether marked by the meticulous calculations of modern physics or the soulful incantations of long-forgotten rituals, was but a chapter in the grand, ceaseless narrative of existence. And in that narrative, every soul, every thought, and every vibration contributed to an unending symphony that celebrated the eternal dance of creation and transformation. So it was that, as Evelyn continued her pilgrimage through this timeless realm, she carried with her not only the weight of scientific knowledge, but also the luminous spark of ancient wisdom. Her every step was a testament to the power of curiosity, the courage to embrace the unknown, and the realization that the universe, in all its vastness and complexity, was a mosaic of countless truths waiting to be discovered. The relic, its gentle pulses now a familiar heartbeat, remained at her side, a silent guardian of the cosmic mysteries that had forever altered the course of her life. And in the quiet moments of reflection, as she wandered beneath skies that shimmered with the light of distant galaxies and the glow of a nascent sun, Evelyn felt an unwavering certainty that the search for truth was not a destination but an endless journey, a voyage that beckoned the curious, the brave, and the true-hearted to explore the liminal spaces between logic and wonder. With every measured breath, every step along a path woven with the threads of both science and myth, she embraced a destiny that was as boundless as the universe itself. A destiny in which every moment was an invitation to rediscover the eternal echoes that resounded in the heart of existence. In that sacred confluence of time and space, where the modern world's relentless quest for empirical precision met the timeless embrace of ancient lore, Evelyn Mercer transformed from a seeker of isolated truths into a luminous beacon of integrated understanding. The cosmos, with all its enigmatic beauty and infinite possibility, had spoken to her in the language of stars and shadows, of equations and incantations. And as she continued to traverse the luminous pathways of this primordial landscape, she carried within her the indelible memory of a journey that had shattered old boundaries and opened a portal to a new paradigm, one in which the echo of the Big Bang was not merely a scientific phenomenon, but the very heartbeat of a universe where every atom, every dream, and every whispered prayer danced together in a ceaseless, wondrous symphony. Thus, beneath the boundless vault of an ancient sky and amid the living tapestry of Earth's earliest days, Evelyn embraced her destiny as both scientist and mystic, as chronicler and guardian of the eternal truth. The forbidden echoes of time had reshaped her reality, imbuing her with the wisdom that the pursuit of knowledge is a journey without end, a pilgrimage that, with every step, reveals the infinite beauty and mystery of the cosmos. And so, in that timeless moment, as the relic pulsed softly by her side and the universe unfurled its majestic secrets before her, Evelyn Mercer understood that she was not merely a traveler through space or a scholar of the stars, but a vital thread woven into the eternal tapestry of creation. In the sacred union of logic and faith, science and mysticism, she had found the ultimate revelation, that every echo of the Big Bang, every forbidden pulse of cosmic energy, was a call to awaken to the profound interconnectedness of all things, a call that would resonate through the ages, whispering of hope, wonder, and the limitless potential of a universe that is, and always will be, an endless symphony of creation. In the quiet aftermath of her transformative odyssey, as dusk gave way to a starlit night and the landscape shimmered with the ancient glow of forgotten realms, Evelyn Mercer's soul radiated with a newfound serenity. No longer confined by the narrow parameters of scientific rationality alone, she had come to see that the universe was a boundless interplay of forces both measurable and mystical. Every natural phenomenon, from the delicate rustle of ancient leaves to the majestic arc of a comet across the heavens, now revealed itself as a note in a grand, cosmic composition. In that sacred interplay, the relic's steady pulse served as an eternal reminder. The journey of discovery is infinite, its path woven with the delicate threads of both reason and wonder. And so, with her heart and mind forever transformed by the forbidden echoes of time, Evelyn Mercer stepped forward into the vast, uncharted expanse of existence, an explorer not only of distant galaxies and ancient mysteries, but also of the boundless realms within herself, where the eternal echo of creation continues to resound. Eternal Shadows of Angkor Wat. Dr. Jonathan Harper had long harbored an insatiable curiosity for the mysteries that lay hidden in the intersections of science and ancient lore. A former astrophysicist whose career had been devoted to unraveling the secrets of the cosmos, he had, in the twilight of his professional life, redirected his fervor toward the enigmatic ruins of the past. His heart had been irrevocably captivated by Angkor Wat, a sprawling temple complex that rose from the dense Cambodian jungle like a slumbering giant, its intricate carvings and soaring spires resonating with a presence that defied the mere passage of time. It was here, amid the whispering stone and vine-choked corridors, that Jonathan would confront a phenomenon that transcended the boundaries of history and science. Under the golden light of a tropical dawn, Jonathan arrived at the ancient site. The temple, bathed in the soft glow of early sunlight, revealed itself in layers of mystery. Weathered bas-reliefs narrated the legends of gods and men, and delicate lotus motifs intertwined with celestial symbols, hinting at a cosmic design far beyond the realm of mortal comprehension. He wandered slowly along the worn stone paths, each step stirring up centuries of dust and secrets. The air was thick with the scent of earth and incense, a heady mixture that seemed to channel the prayers and sacrifices of generations long past. In the solitude of his exploration, Jonathan found solace amid the grandeur of Angkor Wat. His modern instruments lay packed away in a weathered leather satchel, for his interest at that moment was not in data collection, but in the profound communion with an age where myth and reality converged. The temple's imposing galleries and silent courtyards spoke to him in a language of shadows and light, a language that urged him to look beyond the confines of contemporary science and to consider that time itself might be as fluid and mysterious as the cosmos he once studied. It was during one of these solitary wanderings that Jonathan's eyes were drawn to an inconspicuous passage concealed behind a series of intricately carved stone panels. The carvings depicted scenes of celestial events, comets streaking across the heavens, cosmic bodies colliding in a primordial dance, and figures adorned in ceremonial garb whose features blurred the line between human and divine. Something about the artistry resonated with the familiar patterns he had seen in the data of cosmic background radiation and quantum fluctuations. It was as though the architects of Angkor Wat had tapped into the same universal pulse that modern science now sought to understand. Inside the hidden chamber, the air was cool and still, a stark contrast to the humid jungle beyond. The chamber was small, its walls alive with the interplay of shadow and carved relief, where ancient deities seemed to watch over an object placed at the very heart of the space. There, upon an ornate pedestal of stone, lay a relic that pulsed with an otherworldly luminescence. The artifact was a small, disc-like object, its surface inscribed with symbols that evoked both the celestial mechanics of distant galaxies and the sacred iconography of Khmer mythology. Its design was a paradox, a fusion of scientific precision and artistic mystery, as if it were the physical embodiment of the universe's eternal rhythm. Jonathan's heart quickened as he approached the pedestal. The relic emanated a steady, rhythmic glow, its pulses echoing the beat of a distant cosmic drum. In that moment, the boundaries between the known and the inexplicable seemed to dissolve. He reached out, his hand trembling with a mixture of trepidation and wonder, and made contact with the artifact. The surface was cool and strangely alive beneath his fingertips, as if it were a conduit through which the energy of countless millennia flowed. A surge of luminous energy enveloped him. The chamber's stone walls vibrated softly, and the air shimmered with an iridescent radiance that defied natural explanation. In an instant that stretched into eternity, Jonathan felt himself being drawn into a vortex of sound and light, a swirling portal that beckoned him into realms beyond the constraints of his own time. The relic, acting as a nexus between epochs, had awakened a portal that bridged the chasm between the modern world and an ancient, almost mythic past. When the world finally settled, Jonathan found himself standing in a landscape that bore the unmistakable imprint of antiquity. The temple of Angkor Wat, now resplendent in its original glory, soared before him in a state of vibrant vitality. No longer were the stone facades cracked and worn by centuries of neglect. Instead, they shone with a luminous sheen, their bas-reliefs vivid and full of life. The surrounding jungle, too, appeared transformed, a lush tapestry of emerald foliage where shafts of sunlight danced upon dew-laden leaves and the air hummed with the songs of unseen creatures. The realization that he had been transported to a time when Angkor, what was at the zenith of its power, struck Jonathan with both exhilaration and a profound sense of responsibility. The past was not a static relic but a living, breathing epoch, one in which the convergence of human endeavor, cosmic mystery, and divine inspiration had given birth to wonders that defied the limits of mortal imagination. As he wandered the pristine corridors and courtyards of the temple, every surface seemed to pulse with the energy of creation itself. The walls whispered the secrets of rituals performed beneath the light of distant stars, and the very stones bore the imprints of gods who had once walked the earth. It was amid this extraordinary setting that Jonathan encountered a figure who embodied the timeless wisdom of the age. In the shadow of a towering bas-relief depicting a cosmic battle between light and darkness, a woman moved with an ethereal grace. She was dressed in flowing garments of rich, natural hues, adorned with intricate patterns that mirrored the celestial motifs carved into the temple walls. Her presence was both commanding and gentle, a living embodiment of the divine mystery that permeated every corner of this ancient world. Though no words were exchanged, an unspoken understanding passed between them, a recognition that their souls were linked by the shared enigma of time and destiny. In the days that followed, Jonathan became both an observer and a participant in the life of ancient Angkor. He moved through the bustling courtyards and sacred sanctuaries of the temple complex, witnessing ceremonies and rites that celebrated the harmony of nature and the cosmos. The people of this era, their faces radiant with devotion and hope, seemed to embody a collective connection with the forces that governed both the physical and the spiritual realms. Every ritual, every symbolic gesture, resonated with a sense of purpose and unity that transcended the mere passage of time. The mysterious woman, who revealed herself through graceful glances and subtle gestures as Sapi, a priestess and guardian of the temple's sacred traditions, became his guide in this surreal journey. In her silent mentorship, Jonathan found that the wisdom of the ancient world was not lost. Rather, it was encoded in the very fabric of Angkor, woven into the interplay of stone and spirit. Through her, he began to perceive that the temple was more than an architectural marvel. It was a living archive of cosmic secrets, a repository of knowledge that spanned both the realms of science and spirituality. As Jonathan delved deeper into the mysteries of his newfound surroundings, he became increasingly aware of the artifact's persistent presence. The relic, which had served as the portal between his former life and this ancient epoch, now pulsed softly in his possession, a constant reminder of the tenuous connection between the present and the past. Its rhythmic glow echoed the heartbeat of the cosmos, a cosmic metronome that underscored the delicate balance of existence. With each pulse, Jonathan felt the pull of destiny, as if the artifact were urging him to unlock secrets that lay hidden in the interplay of time and space. Yet, even as he marveled at the wonders of ancient Angkor, a sense of inner conflict began to stir within him. The very act of being present in this bygone era, of witnessing the splendor of a civilization that had long faded into legend, carried with it a burden of responsibility. Jonathan was painfully aware of the paradox inherent in his situation. The knowledge of the future that he carried, gleaned from a lifetime of scientific inquiry and modern technology, stood in stark contrast to the timeless wisdom that enveloped him here. Every step he took through the sacred precincts of Angkor was a reminder that the passage of time was not a one-way journey but a complex tapestry of interwoven destinies. To interfere, even in the slightest, with the natural order of events was to risk unraveling the delicate balance that sustained the flow of history. This internal struggle was mirrored in the dynamic interplay between the modern and the mystical that characterized the ancient temple itself. In the serene courtyards, the precise geometric patterns of the stone carvings converged with the fluid, almost intangible energy of ritual ceremonies. The art and architecture of Angkor Wat were a testament to a civilization that had mastered both the empirical and the spiritual. A civilization that recognized that the universe was not solely governed by cold, objective laws, but also by the ineffable forces of fate and faith. Jonathan's own background in astrophysics lent him a deep appreciation for the cosmic order, yet it was the ineffable quality of the temple that challenged him to see beyond the confines of empirical measurement. One fateful afternoon, as the light of a burgeoning sun filtered through the ancient canopy, an ominous shift began to manifest in the environment. The once calm atmosphere of Angkor Wat took on a surreal intensity. Shadows lengthened unnaturally, and a subtle vibration permeated the air. A vibration that seemed to resonate with the pulsing of the artifact in Jonathan's hand. It was as if the very fabric of time was straining under an unseen force, its threads beginning to fray at the edges. The people of the temple, engaged in their daily rites, appeared momentarily disoriented, their expressions betraying a dawning realization that something extraordinary and potentially cataclysmic was unfolding. In that charged moment, as the boundaries between past and future wavered, Jonathan experienced a profound vision. He perceived, as if in a dream, the convergence of all eras, a singularity where the vibrancy of ancient ritual, the precision of modern science, and the raw, untamed energy of the cosmos merged into an overwhelming cascade of light and sound. In this vision, the relic shone with an intensity that eclipsed even the brilliance of the midday sun, its pulses synchronizing with the rhythmic chants of the priestesses and the silent prayers of the devoted. The vision was both beautiful and terrifying, a reminder that the forces governing the universe were as capricious as they were eternal. As the intensity of the vision receded, Jonathan found himself standing at a crossroads of destiny. The ancient priestess Sapi, her countenance marked by both serene resolve and sorrowful wisdom, moved silently through the sacred space as if guided by an inner light. In her eyes, Jonathan discerned the weight of countless lifetimes, a recognition that the harmony of Angkor Wat, and indeed of the cosmos itself, hinged on a delicate equilibrium that must not be disturbed. Without uttering a word, she conveyed a profound truth, that the mysteries of time were not meant to be unraveled by human ambition, but rather to be honored and preserved as the eternal legacy of those who came before. Faced with this realization, Jonathan's inner turmoil deepened. The artifact in his possession, with its pulsing, cosmic rhythm, was both a blessing and a curse. It was a beacon of knowledge, a tangible link to a realm of mysteries that modern science had yet to fully comprehend. Yet it was also a symbol of the fragile boundary that separated the past from the future, a boundary that, if breached, might unleash forces capable of altering the course of history. The realization filled him with a bittersweet longing, a desire to merge the clarity of modern understanding with the profound wisdom of ancient tradition, while at the same time fearing that such a union might disrupt the natural flow of time itself. In the days that followed, as the tension in the air slowly subsided, Jonathan resolved to seek a deeper understanding of the relic and its place in the cosmic order. With Sapi as his silent guide, he began to explore the hidden recesses of Angkor Wat, passageways that twisted through the ancient stone like the labyrinthine channels of a living organism. In these secret corridors, the walls were adorned with murals and inscriptions that chronicled the temple's mythic origins. They told of celestial beings who had descended from the heavens, of rituals that bridged the terrestrial and the divine, and of a cosmic covenant that bound humanity to the eternal cycles of creation and dissolution. As Jonathan studied these ancient texts and symbols, he discerned parallels between the metaphors of the past and the theories of his former scientific life. The carvings depicted celestial alignments and astronomical phenomena with a precision that rivaled modern calculations. Yet they also conveyed a sense of mysticism, a reverence for the unknown that transcended empirical measurement. In these silent stone narratives, he saw the blueprint of a civilization that had intuited the interconnectedness of all things, that the movement of the stars, the rhythms of the seasons, and the heartbeat of the universe were one and the same. The revelation was both exhilarating and humbling, a testament to the timeless human quest for understanding, whether through the lens of a telescope or the brush of a sculptor's chisel. Yet amid these moments of quiet revelation, the question of love and loss began to weave its way into Jonathan's consciousness. In the luminous eyes of Sapi, he perceived a profound tenderness, a sorrow born of knowing that their worlds, however intertwined in spirit, were destined to remain forever apart. Their silent exchanges, charged with a longing that defied the limitations of language, evoked the bittersweet nature of time itself. Each glance, each shared moment beneath the ancient spires of Angkor Wat was an ephemeral treasure, a fragment of eternity that could never be recaptured once the currents of time swept them apart. The duality of his existence, the scientist who sought measurable truths and the soul who yearned for the ineffable, came into sharp focus as cosmic events began to disrupt the delicate balance of the ancient temple. Unusual meteorological phenomena swept over the jungle. Sudden mists coiled around the towering spires, and the ground trembled as if resonating with the pulse of an unseen cosmic force. The relic's soft luminescence grew more insistent, its rhythmic glow a call to heed the impending convergence of forces. It became clear to Jonathan that the portal it had once activated was not an isolated occurrence, but part of a broader cosmic mechanism. A mechanism that maintained the equilibrium between epochs and whose disturbance could have far-reaching consequences. In the midst of this cosmic upheaval, Jonathan was confronted with an impossible choice. The portal that had transported him to the ancient past now pulsed with renewed vigor, offering the tantalizing possibility of returning to his own time armed with the profound wisdom of Angkor Wat. Yet to step through the portal would mean severing the fragile bonds he had forged with a world that now thrummed with life, mystery, and an ineffable magic. The thought of leaving behind Sapi, the living embodiment of the temple's sacred legacy, filled him with an aching melancholy. At the same time, his mind, steeped in the rigors of scientific logic, warned him of the perils of altering the flow of time. Every action, every choice, held the potential to unravel the tapestry of history, with consequences that could echo across millennia. As the final vestiges of cosmic disturbance coalesced into a singular moment of transcendent clarity, Jonathan found himself standing at the threshold of destiny. In the quiet heart of Angkor Wat, beneath a sky alight with the luminous dance of stars and ancient constellations, he cradled the relic, a silent testament to the unity of all that is known and unknown. In that charged moment, the dual voices of science and mysticism converged within him. He perceived that the true path lay not in the reckless pursuit of knowledge or the desire to cling to what was familiar, but in embracing the delicate balance that sustained both the cosmic order and the ephemeral beauty of love and memory. With a heavy yet resolute heart, Jonathan chose to honor the sanctity of time. He allowed the relic's pulse to guide him back through the portal, its rhythm a soft, persistent murmur that spoke of eternal cycles and the inexorable flow of destiny. As the brilliant vortex of light and sound enveloped him once more, he exchanged a final, wordless glance with Sapi, a silent promise that the memory of their communion would endure, transcending the confines of time and space. In that timeless moment, their souls intertwined, echoing across the corridors of eternity even as the portal gradually closed behind him. When the world finally reassembled itself, Jonathan found himself once again standing amid the modern ruins of Angkor Wat. The temple, now partially reclaimed by time and the relentless march of history, bore the faded scars of centuries yet shimmered with the quiet dignity of an enduring legacy. In his hand, the relic pulsed gently, a soft reminder of the extraordinary journey he had undertaken and the timeless truths he had come to understand. The echoes of the ancient past resonated within him, merging with the rational precision of his modern mind to create a new paradigm, a synthesis of science and mysticism, of the empirical and the ineffable. In the silent aftermath of his return, Jonathan wandered the temple grounds with a renewed sense of purpose. The modern world, with all its technological marvels and scientific breakthroughs, now appeared to him as but one facet of a far more intricate and mysterious tapestry. Every stone, every carved bas-relief, seemed to whisper of lost epics and the eternal cycle of creation and dissolution. And though the portal was now closed, the memory of the ancient epoch and the gentle, poignant presence of Saphi remained etched into the very fabric of his soul. As twilight descended upon Angkor Wat, casting long shadows over the ancient corridors and reflecting off the relic's subtle glow, Jonathan sat in quiet contemplation on a weathered stone bench. The rhythmic chorus of nocturnal creatures blended with the soft rustle of wind through the jungle, creating a symphony that spoke of timeless continuity and unspoken promises. In that serene solitude, he resolved to dedicate the remainder of his days to preserving the delicate balance between past and present, to honor the legacy of a civilization that had once bridged the realms of the celestial and the terrestrial. Over the ensuing weeks, Jonathan immersed himself in the study of ancient texts and forgotten lore, seeking to decode the myriad symbols and inscriptions that adorned the walls of Angkor Wat. His research led him to startling conclusions that the temple was not merely a monument to human ingenuity, but a cosmic archive, a repository of knowledge that spanned the vast continuum of time. The inscriptions, rendered in a script that was both intricate and enigmatic, hinted at a profound understanding of astronomical cycles, of celestial alignments that governed the ebb and flow of the universe. Here, in the interstices between myth and measurement, lay the secret that had drawn him to this place in the first instance. The realization that the boundaries between science and spirituality were not barriers to be overcome, but bridges to be celebrated. In the quiet hours of each night, as he pored over ancient manuscripts by the flickering light of a solitary lamp, Jonathan would sometimes catch a glimpse of the relic's soft glow, a gentle reminder of the portal that had once carried him into the heart of history. It was as if the artifact maintained its own quiet vigil, a silent guardian of the cosmic mysteries that defied easy explanation. And though he could never again cross the threshold to the ancient past, the memory of that journey imbued his every thought with a sense of wonder and responsibility. He came to understand that his role was not to control the flow of time, but to serve as a humble custodian of its eternal echoes. In time, Jonathan's writings and research began to draw attention from scholars and seekers alike. Individuals drawn from across the modern world by the promise of a revelation that transcended the ordinary. His work became a bridge between two disparate realms of understanding, one grounded in the rigor of empirical inquiry and the other steeped in the rich, ineffable traditions of myth and ritual. Though his days were now measured in quiet moments of reflection and meticulous study, each entry in his journal pulsed with the same fervent rhythm as the relic that had once opened the portal between epochs. His reflections spoke of a universe that was at once orderly and mysterious, a cosmos where every celestial event and every ancient inscription was imbued with meaning, a meaning that beckoned humanity to look beyond the superficial divides of time and culture. As the years passed, Jonathan Harper remained a solitary figure amidst the ruins of Angkor Wat, a living testament to the possibility that science and spirituality might one day converge in a harmonious symphony of understanding. The memory of his journey to the ancient epoch and the quiet, eternal bond he had shared with the enigmatic priestess Saphi lingered in every ray of sunlight that filtered through the jungle canopy and in every whispered prayer that echoed among the temple's weathered stones. Though the portal was forever sealed, its legacy endured in the soft, persistent pulse of the relic, a pulse that echoed the timeless rhythm of the universe, resonating with the promise that every moment was a connection to something far greater than the sum of its parts. In the final analysis, Jonathan's extraordinary experience at Angkor Wat had taught him that the pursuit of knowledge was not a linear quest for answers, but a perpetual journey toward the realization of a cosmic truth, a truth that transcended the artificial barriers of time, space, and human understanding. In embracing the eternal shadows of Angkor Wat, he had come to see that the universe was an endless tapestry, woven from threads of stardust and ancient myth, of scientific discovery and spiritual revelation. And in that intricate weaving, each soul, each seeker, had a part to play, contributing to an eternal symphony that resounded across the ages. Now, as dusk deepened into night and the stars emerged one by one to adorn the heavens above the ancient temple, Jonathan Harper sat quietly in reflective solitude. In his heart burned the gentle flame of a realization that would guide him for the rest of his days, that the mysteries of the cosmos were not meant to be tamed by human ambition, but to be celebrated in all their wondrous, ineffable splendor. The relic at his side pulsed softly, a steadfast reminder of the journey he had taken, a journey beyond the confines of time, beyond the limits of modern science, into the boundless realm where the eternal shadows of Angkor Wat whispered the secrets of the universe. Thus, in that sacred communion of past and present, logic and mysticism, Dr. Jonathan Harper had become more than a mere traveler or scholar. He had become a living bridge between two worlds, and as he gazed upward at the starlit sky, each glimmer a reminder of the endless continuum of creation, he felt an abiding kinship with the cosmos, an understanding that the search for truth was, in its purest form, a celebration of the eternal, interwoven dance of time and destiny. In the quiet majesty of that ancient night, with the soft murmur of the relic echoing like a heartbeat in his hand, Jonathan embraced the realization that his life's journey was a testament to the infinite possibilities that lay at the intersection of science and myth. And in that realization, amid the silent ruins of Angkor Wat and the eternal glow of distant stars, he found the courage to carry forward the legacy of the ages, an enduring pledge to honor the mysteries of the cosmos and to celebrate the timeless union of all things, from the smallest particle to the grandest temple of stone. In the end, the ancient temple and its modern custodian became one with the eternal flow of time, a sacred testament to the idea that every moment is a portal to the past, a whisper of the future, and a reflection of the boundless, mysterious present. The relic's pulse, a subtle and constant murmur, continued to resonate through the corridors of memory and time, an echo of creation that invited all who would listen to embrace the wonder, the beauty, and the infinite complexity of the universe.